Hello, and welcome to the Wired for Success podcast. I'm your host, Janelle McKinnon. Thank you for joining me this morning. Are you stuck, lacking motivation, and a will to get up and win? If you have stumbled onto this life changing podcast, you will learn how to succeed in every area of your life. As we say over here, welcome to another marvelous Monday, everybody. Today, I want to talk about rejection. On Friday, I believe it was, we spoke on procrastination. We're still dealing with the main topic, which is challenges to success. And we know on this journey, on this road of success, you're going to face challenges. And one of those is going to be that you will face rejection. What is rejection? Have you given any thought to what rejection is? Have you ever given any thought to it? Now, the opposite of acceptance is rejection. We live in a world where it is our heart's desire to belong. Places we want to feel like we belong, first and foremost, would be with your family, with your very own parents, among your own siblings. And then we would want to be accepted in community. If we're from a town, if we're from a um, city, we're from a nation. We want to belong to the nation. We want to ensure that who we are, of our values, all these things marry in to that nation, to the people group, to the people who we associate with, to the people that we befriend, to our neighbors. It is in the heart of every person to be accepted. That is the first thing. Because, like we would have said on several podcasts, we admit that, listen, as much as some of us would like to say, I don't need anyone in this life, we cannot live a successful life in isolation. If you want to get there fast, you can go alone. But if you want to get further than you've ever been, you're going to have to be a part of a team, a group. And that is something that I have heard so many times before. I know because of how life is set up, you're gonna have instances where people betray you, where you feel let down, you feel this stab in your back, you experience betrayal. And I believe that it is out of those circumstances and events that occur that can be very traumatic to us, that we in turn isolate ourselves and say, well, we don't need anybody. And the only person I can trust is myself. You know, that hype up talk, and you really pump yourself up with a whole lot of garbage. I've done it. You've done it at some time in your life. And then you know what? You grow up, you mature, you understand that in this life, you definitely need community. You need people. We need each other, not just to survive, but if we're going to thrive. Write that down, drop that in the comment section. We need people, not just to survive, but to thrive. That's how communities are built. That's how nations exist and come into different eras. That's how they are sustained. When you, if you're going to speak about sustainability, you must speak about community. You must speak about people groups. that are able to that are able to exist throughout time. And so, rejection in life, you will face rejection, each and every one of us. I want you to go back and think about a time in your life where you felt rejected. Maybe for some of us, it was soon as the family we were born into. For some of us, we may never know, but we tend to wonder why it is the relationship between us and a certain parent is not a healthy one. Some persons don't have a healthy relationship with their parents, and they never had that transparent talk whereby the mother could have been honest and say, hey, this is what happened to me. You were brought into the world under these tragic circumstances, or of course, you're not going to burden a child with this information, but once that child grows up, I think as a parent, you owe it to that child to let them know certain things. Maybe they could not have handled it when they were younger, but now that they're older, you can have really transparent, honest discussions with your children. Because even though you may not say out with your mouth words of spew ill words towards them, they can feel it when you are not fully accepting them for who they are. That is a real thing. Children are sensitive and they know, they can feel, they can sense things. So, as parents, you need to be careful. Maybe you were rejected among your siblings, you were taunted, you know, so many things happen whilst growing up. Another place we can face rejection is even in church. Many persons have experienced rejection in church because of cliques, because of certain politicking in churches. These things are all over. Like wherever people exist, there will be problems. Wherever communities are, people will suffer rejection for something or at some point. Because what are we saying? That the opposite of acceptance is rejection. If you're not accepted, then you are rejected. It's not every time that you step out, it means that what you bring to the table is going to be accepted. Sometimes you put your best foot forward. Let's say you work in an organization and you are tasked with having to come up with a new campaign for, let's say, a new product that the company is introducing, and you have to pitch it to the managers and the stakeholders and the shareholders to whether they're going to buy into it or not. This is another type of rejection. That's why I'm saying everyone faces rejection. And so I'm breaking it down so you see areas in your life where you have experienced it and you have not forgiven what has happened to you or what happened to you back then. You're holding on to it. Maybe even in your subconscious, you have not let go of that situation and that thing that happened. So good. Let's say you're working on a big campaign. You were given the task of coming up with this project and you pitched this idea. You worked tirelessly on this. You had sleepless nights. You stormed the place. You give your weekends, you give your weekdays, you give your nights. You listen, you did the work and nobody could tell you that you did not do the work. You put in the work for this. But after you give it your all, you did your best presentation, you put on your best suit, your best shoes, you slicked that hair back. You went into that room with so much confidence. You spoke with such clarity. You had your PowerPoint. It was done impeccably. But you know what? At the end of the day, they did not accept that project. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy to bite that bullet, to be rejected, to let your work be rejected, which is also, we would say that after a time you understand that, listen, it's not you that they're rejecting on the job, it is this idea. So you have to separate yourself. But then at the same time, your work is a reflection of you. So while I'm saying that, and it feels a bit, like a contradiction kind of statement, but even in that, I'm trying to let you see that while they are rejecting what it is that you give, even though you felt like you've given your best, it's not you that they're rejecting. They're not rejecting you, the person, but the idea is not what it is that they want right now for various reasons. And so, in instances like that, you don't let offense set in. You don't take it so personal that you don't ask the questions to find out, okay, so why is the campaign not accepted? What are the reasons? What are the things that you would like to see on this campaign? Give me time to go back and rework. Let me get the numbers. Maybe the numbers, you're looking for bigger numbers, or maybe my numbers were too a bit out there. I need to be a little bit more logical with my numbers, realistically speaking. There's so many things. So if you're in a professional field and you're part of the corporate world, I want to get you to see that it's not you who's being rejected, even though we would say your work is a part of you. It makes you, you are a reflection of your work and all these good things. That at the end of it, when you are logically deciphering things, you have got to separate who you are from what you produce out there so you can accept whatever criticisms are coming your way. And it's gonna come as long as you're in the field of work. It's gonna happen. Even let's say you're going for a loan for a bank, you're going there to be accepted. You want to be accepted for the loan, you want to qualify, and then sometimes you go the first time and you don't qualify. You don't give up. And so what am I saying? You don't give up where you experience rejection. Because if it's something that you really desire, and if it's something that you need, if it is something that is necessary for the next leg in your journey towards success, therefore you cannot give up. So you've got to pull your emotions and all of this ego out of the equation and focus on what are the criterias necessary for you to become accepted for the loan, for you to become accepted for the promotion on your job, for you to be for your campaign to pass the budget so you get the money to execute the plan. These are the things. And so it's okay. I've been rejected. I've experienced rejection. And here I am today. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm still going forward with my plans and the plans that the Lord has for me. It's not easy. And sometimes, you're working so hard and you're seeing so little returns. Even that can make you feel rejected at times, when you feel to yourself, man, I'm really going at this. I'm legitimately knocking on doors. I'm sending the letters. I'm making the phone calls, and it just seems like I can't get a foot through. Also, a lot of times, the people that you are looking for for the acceptance, the people that you may be looking for to give you that break or that opportunity. It doesn't come there. It doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it comes from a place you did not even expect. It comes from somebody you met years ago. Sometimes it comes from someone you met a weekend ago who maybe you would have forgotten and said, man, look, that person probably threw my number away. They didn't even remember I told them I have this, that, and the other out there, and you know how they can get to me. And then all of a sudden you get an email. Hello. Acceptance comes knocking. All of a sudden you get a phone call. Hello. Can I speak to so and so? Would you be interested in coming over here to present X, Y, and Z? If you stay true to what you believe and you commit yourself to the work, your time will come. And so it's okay. Say that to yourself. It's okay that when we build our emotional muscles, we get to understand that sometimes it's not personal. Don't take things too personal. That's the worst thing you can do as you live here on earth and as you strive for success and as you put things out in the world. Do not be offended. Don't allow offense to set in. Shake it off. And I know it's easier said than done, but you've got to do it. You've got to try. We have all got to try. There will be times when your help doesn't come from the sources that you expect, but your help will come from those that the Lord intend. Those that the Lord, I believe the Lord has set people in key places to help you. I want to share just a little bit of a testimony as it relates. It's not my testimony, it's someone that I know. And it just goes to say this individual had gotten a job overseas and they went. Subsequently, within a matter of no time really, 2 months, they just things was just not working out. And that was tough for that individual because here it is, they left their home nation going into another nation looking, of course we're all looking for betterment wherever it may come from, wherever it leads. So it's okay to take opportunities as they come. And so they left, they went over there, it did not work out, very traumatic experience, had to return home. Of course, as adults, married with family, you have your bills, you have all these things facing you. You return with pretty much nothing, maybe a whole lot of substance to go on, but yes, you do have something home so you can still make it. While you're there, you're still looking. You see, you're not giving up. She did not give up as a result of what happened in that nation. That individual decided to try again. And it's so funny because she said to me that she doesn't even remember sending an application for what she saw popped up in her email. And of course, upon doing her due diligence, she had to ensure that this thing is legit before she would have had to invested, processing fees and these different things. It's cost and you have to pay those costs. And now she's working overseas. She's happy with her pay. She's happy with her living conditions. Like God has truly opened the door. And what really resonates with me as it relates to her story. She said she doesn't even remember sending an application to that country that messaged her. And I'm telling you, I live for testimonies like this. I was like, girl, that is a testimony. I'm often always overjoyed for people, like when I hear stories of overcoming challenges, of trying again, of not being afraid to fail, and all these things. It's always good. At least you can say you tried. It's not that you did not try. And God really does have things set up. Nothing really happens before its time with God. And that's how we know. Maybe our time has not yet come, but what do we do in that time? We keep working. We stay faithful in the little that we have, whatever little, we stay faithful. We don't get big headed. We show up and we do the work every single day. And we know that the harvest will come. God bless you on this Monday morning as you head out. I wish you a really great week. Whatever it is you set out to do, it will prosper. Blessings on your hand, blessings on your water, your bread, your children, your spouses, on your job. Blessings all the way. Those who are trusting God for new opportunities, may the opportunities come knocking, come ringing, come flying into your emails. I'll talk to you again on Friday. God bless you.